Going through a full flexibility routine. For today's class, or for the video, you will need 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use books or anything that's kind of a stable structure that the 2 things are roughly the same size. So, to begin, starting in a 4-point position, hands are underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. Make sure that the knees feel supported, so if you do have sensitive knees, you can always pad them. Tilting your pelvis forwards, allow your back to arch, lift your chest, maybe look up. Tuck your pelvis underneath, start to round through the spine, push into the hands and look down. If you'd like to add the breath, inhale as you arch and lift. Exhale as you scoop and round. Continuing like so, move with your own breath here, trying to maximize the capacity of each vertebra as you round and as you arch your back. If it's helpful, think about beginning at the pelvis and then traveling up through the spine, ending with the head. One last full cycle. Returning back into a starting or a neutral position. Feel free to shake out the hands if you need. Bring your big toes to touch. Maybe your knees go a little bit wider than your hips. Look to sit back towards your heels. Don't worry if they're not quite touching. Arms reach out in front of you. Have your fingertips on the floor. Arms are straight, so you're in an active position here. Look down, but avoid putting your forehead on the floor. Think about pulling forwards with your hands and actively pushing back with your hips. So you're trying to lengthen the size of the body as much as you can. Again, here, if you want to add the breath, inhale as you pull forwards, exhale as you push your hips back. Couple more full breaths. Keeping the length that you've created, walk your hands to the right hand side. Focus on the left hand as it pulls across the body, anchoring through the left hip. If the right arm wants to bend, it can. Looking to create a side stretch or a lateral flexion on your left hand side. Continue to pull on the inhale, anchor with the hip as you breathe out. Last full breath. Same thing on the other side. Walk the hands over to the left. Focus on the right hand, right hip anchors back, left arm can bend if that's more convenient. Notice if there's asymmetries or differences between the body, but not trying to force anything. It's very natural to have sides that are uneven. Find yourself back in the middle. One full breath here, create as much length as you can. And then release. Maybe just take a full breath here, forehead can come to the floor. When you're ready, make your way back to your tabletop position. Moving now towards the legs. Starting with your right leg here. Lift the right leg straight out to the side, keeping the elbow straight and not changing the angle of the knee, so sometimes called a hydrant. From here, rotate the leg back and around until your thighs roughly parallel to the floor, and then lowering it without touching. So in essence, you've drawn a circle. If you want to add the breath here, inhale to open, exhale to wrap, round and down. One more, try to keep the opposite elbow in particular straight. Inhale to open, exhale to wrap and to close. Now reverse the direction. Go back first, thigh roughly parallel, out to the side and close. 2 more. Work with your own speed here. Last one. And release. Switching sides, same thing with the left leg. 3 in the first direction. Open round and down. Inhale to initiate, exhale to wrap and to close. One more in the first direction. And then switch, go back, out and down. Inhale back, exhale out and down. Last one. Bring the knee down to the floor when you've finished. Maybe shake out the wrists. Maybe shake out the legs. Take your hands forward, so maybe now they're no longer in line with the shoulders. Actively grip into the floor with the fingers, so you're not just pushing everything into the palms of your hands. Tuck your toes underneath. Start to push your hips up and then back. In the beginning, let the knees be soft and let the heels be high. Focus on actively pushing through the hands. If this position feels okay, you can start to take your dog for a walk or pedal through the feet. This can be done as quickly or as slowly as you like. So for some of you, holding one heel down will feel better. For some of you, moving a little bit quicker will feel better. Just taking your time here, adding any other small movements that feel good for you. Finding yourself here into a position of stillness. Heels maybe reaching for the floor, but don't obsess about it. Lift your right leg up into the air behind you as high as you can. Without letting your foot touch the floor, bring the knee towards the nose. Can you stack the shoulders over your wrists and round your upper back? Lift the leg back into the air. Either in steps or in one go, right foot steps in between your hands at the front of the mat. Bring your back knee down to the ground. You can release your back toes. Think about rolling through your spine to come up. Sit back, so stack your shoulders, your hips and your back knee in line. Place your hands onto your pelvis. Think back to the cats and the cows from the very beginning. Scooping the pelvis underneath, tilting the pelvis forwards. Tucking the bum underneath. Think about trying to flatten your lower back, tilting the pelvis forwards. Just doing that a couple more times so you can really feel the motion. The next time your pelvis tucks under, keep it tucked under. Think about reaching up tall with the torso. Arms go up into the air. Right hand grabs a hold of your left wrist. Inhale again, reach even taller, scoop the bum under as much as you can. Without losing the scoop, start to lean over to your right hand side. So leaning away from the working leg. With each breath in here, try to scoop the pelvis more. As you exhale, try to lean the torso a little bit more over to the right hand side. Couple more full breaths. Find yourself back in the middle. Release the wrist to find the ground, or maybe you take your 2 blocks here. Moving towards a half split, let the hips go backwards. Extend the front leg and lift the toes. If it feels like you're sitting very far back, you can always step the front foot forward. Notice now the difference in the pelvis. Instead of scooping under, you're trying to tilt the pelvis forwards or create an anterior pelvic tilt. Toes are pulling up towards your face, so you also stretch out the back of your shin bone or your calf. Here, take a big inhale, lift the chest, look forwards. On the exhalation, allow the spine to round. Crown of the head is pointing towards the toes. Forehead is trying to find maybe your shin bone. Keeping the breath soft and smooth. Last full breath here. Lift the chest, but maintain your position. Push firmly into the blocks or the floor. On a breath in, see if you can lift your right foot into the air. Gently bring it down. If that felt really gross, go higher and closer. If it felt okay, go further forwards and lower. Same thing again, lift the foot, bring the foot down. Last one, can you lift and hold it? For 3, for 2, for 1. Bring the heel down, bend the front knee, transition the weight to come forward. Step the blocks out of the way, find a plank. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. In steps or in one go. Right foot finds the back, so you're in your plank position. Always option is to come onto your knees. Full breath here. The opposite of quickly, which would be slowly, come all the way down onto your belly, releasing the tops of the feet. Baby cobra, roll the shoulders back, lift only the chest, push into the ground. Come back down. Do the same thing without using the hands, so just let the hands hover away from the floor. Actively push the legs into the ground. Think that scooping of the pelvis that we've been doing. Lift the chest. Come back down. One more time, lift and hold. Keep pushing the legs into the floor, elbows pulling back. Big inhale here. On the exhalation, come down. Either through a plank or your hands and knees. Meet back in our downward facing dog position or where the hips are up into the air. Once you arrive, feel free to pedal through the feet again. And then find yourself into stillness. Lift the left leg into the air. Bring the knee towards the nose, shoulders come forwards. Lift the leg back into the air. In steps or in one go, left foot finds the front, right knee comes down to the ground. Release the toes, roll up through your spine. Again, sit back, shoulders, hips, and back knee. Take the hands onto the pelvis. We won't do it as many times, but just so you get the idea, scooping and tilting forwards. Scoop the bum under, tilt the pelvis forwards. The next time you scoop the pelvis under, keep it there. Think about reaching up tall. Arms go up into the air. This time hold the right wrist. Inhale, think about trying to touch the ceiling. Scoop the pelvis more than you want to. On a breath out, start to lean away from the working leg. So now lean to the left. Inhale, scooping the pelvis. Exhale, try to find more space. Last. Full breath here, big inhale, scoop. Exhale, find your deepest expression. Back to the middle, release the wrist, hands to the floor, or take your blocks. Half split. Hips go back, front leg extends. If you need to adjust, step the foot forward. First inhale here, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, fold over the leg to come down. Crown of the head pointing to the toes. If it feels comfortable, keep the toes active towards you. Full deep breaths here. Last one. Stay in the position, but lift the chest, straighten the arms. On a breath in, can you lift the left foot into the air? Bring it down. If you need to adjust the hands, adjust the hands. Number 2, lift. Bring it down. Last one here, lift and hold. For 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Bend the front knee, transition the weight to come forwards. Move to your plank. Take the blocks out of the way if they're there. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee. Find your plank position here. Full breath, again with or without the knees. With control, lower yourself to the ground. Releasing the tops of your feet. Let your arms reach towards your toes this time. Palms are facing inwards. As you inhale, pull the hands towards the feet. Think about lifting the arms high as well as lifting the chest. So everyone together, lift up, come back down. Do that again like this. Come up, come back down. Last one, lift and hold. Make sure the legs are active into the floor. Come up, As you reach back with the hands, think about trying to clap without bending the elbows. Lift the chest as high as you can and slowly come down. Sound effects if you need. Taking your time, make your way back to our downward facing dog. Please. How you get there is up to you. Once you've arrived again, option to pedal through the feet if that feels nice, or choose to be still. Looking forwards in between the hands, taking baby steps or tiptoeing, make your way to the front of your mat. Your feet can be together, or your feet can be split roughly hip width, whichever feels most comfortable. The legs do not need to be straight. It may feel nice to bend the knees so the belly can be supported by the thighs. You can hold on to opposite elbows. Let your shoulders hang loose. It may even feel nice here to gently rock left and right, or bend one knee at a time, similar to pedaling that we did in downward facing dog. Last breath here. Hands looking to find the floor, so bend the knees as much as you need. Walking the feet roughly, if you're on a yoga mat, to the width of the mat or a little bit wider than your hips. Let the toes point out, bending the knees to drop down. Looking to find yourself in a parallel squat, so the parallel part being your thighs are roughly parallel to the floor. And then from here, we're going to work 2 active contractions. So the arms will be on the inside. The first contraction, the legs will squeeze against the arms will squeeze against the legs, so there'll be no actual movement. The second contraction, you'll release the arms and then actively use your bum muscles to drive your knees as wide as you can. So, to begin here, arms on the inside, squeeze the arms against the legs against the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the arms and then actively push the knees out to the sides for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the hands go down, maybe the hips go up. Sound effects if you need. Hoping you felt the contractions, but just in case you didn't, we're going to do the same thing a second time. If it feels possible, take the feet a little bit wider. Drop the knees down, find your parallel squat. Arms to the insides. First contraction, arms against legs, legs against arms. Begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the arms, actively push the knees out to the sides for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands go down, hips go up. Sound effects if you need. When you're ready, start to heel toe the feet back onto the mat and then coming all the way down. So bend the knees, let the heels lift, however you want to get there. Find yourself down onto your bum and then onto your back. Once you're down onto the floor, bend both of the knees, finishing here with a figure 4. Place the right ankle onto the left thigh. If this is enough of a stretch, you can stay here. Option is to lift the left foot, use the hands to either grab the back of the thigh or grab the front of the shin. Head can be lifted or the head can be flat, whichever feels most comfortable for you. You may feel nice here just to gently rock left and then right. If you'd like to use the breath, inhale to gently pull the leg towards you, exhale to soften. Last full breath. If you're holding on with the hands, releasing, release the legs and switch left onto right. Maybe right foot lifts, maybe you grab the leg. Same idea here, finding the position that suits you, keeping your breath soft and smooth. Last full breath, releasing the hands, releasing the legs. Maybe extending the legs to the floor, palms out to the sides, facing up towards the ceiling. And then just taking a moment here of stillness, allowing the body to feel supported by the ground, and staying in this position for as long as feels comfortable for you. If it feels appropriate, there is always the option to close your eyes. If there's any conscious regulation of your breath, allow that to soften or release it. And this is where we're ending our class, maybe just starting by introducing small movements back into your body. When it feels appropriate, you can bring the knees into the chest to roll over to one side, to then slowly release.